Hello, everyone, and welcome. It's Shanna. So glad you're here again today. Now, we are closing in on our Advent calendar. We are almost there. So, today we're going to be opening up 23, and it's taking me a minute to find it on here. I don't know why, but here it is, box 23. We're just going to get it open and see what we got. We've got some roller skates, a roller skate. As expected, because we had rolling by to say hi, I thought we'd have something with wheels. Now, this was the first door in which I had a loose die, and it looks like the side of my bag was torn, so that's what happened. So that's the first time I've had that happen. Anyway, so let's get to looking in this bag and see what we've got. It looks like we've got several dies here, and I'm going to get them all pulled out, and we'll just take a look at them. The boot of the skate is having a hard time coming out, so I'm going to have to actually rip this to get it out. There we go. So we've got the boot, we've got the boot detail, we've got the wheels and the toe stopper, and we have got the base of the skate, and we've got some wings and a bow, some strings, and a decorative heel piece is what we have. So this is a nice little set. It's got some great detail to it. Now, I'm going to tell you, I had my own skates when I was a kid, and they were white. And I'm going to make these look like my skates for the most part. And I took skating lessons, and we went to the roller rink about every weekend and just had a good time. Both my parents could skate, and all of my siblings could skate, and we had a lot of fun doing that. The skating rink is still in our community. I understand it was recently sold. The family had owned it for many, many years, and it was recently sold, and it is still in existence, which is super fun because a lot of these types of things are not around anymore, unfortunately. But anyway, this skating rink is. So my skates were white, and so I'm going to make a set of white skates. Now, when you went to the roller rink and you didn't have your own, you checked some out, you rented them, and they were normally, the ones that we had there were kind of multicolored, and some of them were even like suede, but mine were white leather, and they were really nice. I loved them. And so we're bringing in some elements similar to how my skates were. And I had those things for a long time. They hung in our garage for a while after I kind of maybe outgrew them. I don't know. But I don't know whatever happened to them. Anyway, so now when I go to the skating rink, I have to rent them. My sister, I think, had skates too. So she and I. And our parents could dance and skate. It was pretty fun to watch them because they could skate backwards and kind of go around in circles and everything. Anyway, I got to the point where I could skate backwards and could dance skate too. But anyway, it was fun. So here I've got the metal pieces that are the kind of the base that the wheels are going to attach to. There's some little tiny die cut pieces in there that I'm trying to pop out, and so that we can get them out and get them laid down on our skates. And I have got two here because I'm going to put a pair of skates on our card today. I did die cut out a third one, and I've already assembled it, and it is on our packaging, and I will bring it in and show it to you. But I am going to put a pair of skates on our card today because I just thought it would be fun to have both of them on there. So I'm just going to get this shoe boot laid on the roller blades, and I've got the silver metallic cardstock from Spellbinders, so sometimes you do have a little trouble with it sticking, but it'll do okay. You have to just kind of let it dry and be still for a minute or pinch it together. I'm just putting a little bit of glue in the two spots that are going to be touching the metal base, and I'm just going to get it lined up on there. These are going to come together. I left this real time. This was, I think, just a little over 18 minutes, the assembly of this. Of course, I did die cut. Now, this is the little toe stopper, and my skates had a pink toe stopper. And I think my wheels were even pink. So we're going to have some pink wheels on here. We're going to get both these toe stoppers on here. And if you've never skated, this is how you stop when you're skating. You just tip your toe down, and there's a little rubber stopper on there, and that's how you just kind of drag that, and it'll slow you down. And we've got all of our wheels here. I'm just punching the centers out, and we're going to get them laid down on there. So I'm going to be honest, I'm working a little bit ahead because I don't want to be working on days, a couple days leading up to Christmas, the 23rd and the 24th, because we'll have some events and stuff. So I am working a little bit ahead, which is fine. That way I can give myself a little holiday break. So I'm going to get these wheels laid down on here, and I'm trying to get this voiceover done. We're actually going out to another concert tonight. We went a couple nights ago to a Christmas concert, and it was super fun. I don't know if I mentioned that in my daily Advent, but it was super fun. It was a Christmas show, and they were kind of like the Rockettes. They had the girls that kicked and danced in a line and all that and everything. Super fun. And they had little skits and everything. It was really cute. It had been fun to take the grandsons too. I don't think they're quite ready for it. I think maybe next year. We went last year too. Perhaps next year when we go, they'll be old enough to go and sit still and enjoy it. It was super cute. So what I'm doing here is I'm taking our decorative hill element. This is just like some decorative to the back of the hill of the boot. And I'm lining it up. I took teal and pink, and I'm rotating the colors. And I'm going to get it laid down face up, lined up, put some tape on it, flip it over, throw some glue on the back, and then put it down on the skate. So that's what I'm trying to do, is just get my layers lined up, edge to edge, so they look nice. And then we'll grab some of that mint tape, pick them up, flip them over, throw some glue on there, and lay it down. I can't get over how much these skates look like my skates when I was a kid. The only thing that's going to be missing is I had a big fuzzy pom-pom on the toe of my skates. And I went through all of my dies and tried to find a pom-pom die. I was thinking from the hats, from the snow scenes and stuff. And I found a couple of them, and I die cut them out, and they weren't big enough, and they just didn't look right. I'll bring one in and show you when we get to that point, but I wind up not using them because they just don't look fluffy like my pom-pom balls were that were on my skates when I was a kid. But it was a big pink pom-pom ball. So cute and so fun. I loved them. I think we got those for Christmas one year, my sister and I. So I'm going to give this a little press and get all of these decorative pieces on the hill. Isn't that fun? And the colors and kind of the style is very reflective of the era that I grew up in. Now these are like wings. Now I didn't have anything like this on there, but these are certainly fun. So I'm going to get them added on here. I'm thinking my sister might have had, I don't know if she had green on hers like this or if she had purple on hers. I can't remember. I'll have to ask her. I think she had pom-poms on hers. Anyway, so I'm going to do the same thing. I'm getting it lined up, and we're just going to do the same thing and put it on the next skate. Just carefully lining it up. We'll get some tape and bring it in. So anyway, we're going to a concert tonight, and it's a stark contrast to the Christmas concert that we went to the other night. This concert is an AC/DC tribute band concert, and we got invited by some friends. My girlfriend really likes the band, the AC/DC band, and so her husband was going to surprise her with tickets and asked us to go, and we're like, oh yeah, because we go to concerts with him a lot. But anyhow, somewhere along the line, he kind of gave the secret away, and she knows that she's going to the concert. So we're going to go out to dinner and to the concert. And so I was trying to get this voiceover done in time that I can get ready for dinner and then the concert. So it should be a fun evening. We have a lot of fun with them. So here it's not lining up quite right, and I'm kind of fussing with it. I didn't get it far enough down on the boot, but I don't know why I'm fussing with it, because I'm going to layer these up, because I'm going to put the two of them on the skate together so it will not show. And then we're going to go ahead and put the wing on this one. And we'll just position it. Now, I have found that you need to put the decorative element on the hill before the wing, just so that it will lay down in the right order. So I'm going to get all these extra decorative pieces out of the way. I had to die cut that decorative piece out 4 times so that I could get 2 of each color so that I could layer them up. I actually did it 3 times because I've got another skate, you know, on the packaging that I did already. So here's our bow. It's actually a 3-piece shoestring lace. You've got the strings, the bow part of the shoestring, and then you've got these teeny tiny pieces here that are just like the knot. And so you just need a tiny little bit of glue. You're going to need your pickup tool. And you're going to have to keep an eye on them when you die cut them out because they're tiny. If you don't, you'll lose them. They're just teeny tiny pieces. And we'll just get them laid right down there where the knot of the shoelace would be. And just getting it, I'm using my pick tool to just get it lined up there in the exact spot that it would be in. Then grab them with your tweezers and just get them laid down on there. Aren't these adorable? So fun. Fun little roll down memory lane here. Super cute. And we'll get the other one laid down on there. I just put a little dot of glue on both of them when I did that. And we'll just get them laid down and positioned. Get my strings how I want them and give them a little press. Now we're going to get all of our little dies and everything out of the way. Now here's where I bring in. I cut out a little ball. The ball would have been much bigger that was on my skate, and it would have been, you know, kind of furry because it was a pom-pom. Anyway, they were super fun. I loved them. Okay, so we're going to just kind of layer them up like this and have our two skates on our card. So that's what I've got in mind for it. So I went into my stash and I grabbed some pattern paper and some cardstock and created some layers. I need to bring in a card base. I've got them scored and cut, and so I just needed to fold them. And of course, in my true style, I always bring my bone folder in and give it a press so it lays closed. And I'm just checking my measurements because the last 2 card bases have been off a little bit. So I've got a till panel here that I've used a Mariner's Weave embossing folder from Spellbinders just to add some embossing to it. I thought it was kind of, you know, kind of 70s style, just that pattern on there. And I'm just going to get this laid down as our base layer so we'll have a little bit of dimension and it'll make it a little bit more interesting. We'll get that lined up on there. And then I've cut this collection. It's the Just Stay In collection from Kelly Bangs. And we have this fun bubble print paper that has all of the right colors in it and some really fun words. The words are super fun and would go great with the skates if you could see them, but it's just going to be a background panel. But we've got yay, love, awesome, super, hello. Just very fun. I think very fitting for my little pair of skates. And we'll just get it laid down on there. And then there was a cut apart with the collection, and so I went ahead and cut it out. It's a clipboard, and I'm going to back it with this white panel here, and then we're going to lay our skates on it. And I think it's cute. So it's just bringing in, you know, just some extra pattern. It's just a little clipboard with a little pattern paper behind it. I'll just get some glue on here, and I'm going to lay it on that white cardstock. That's the same cardstock that I used to die cut my skates out. It's Nina Solar White, and it's real heavy cardstock. And we're just going to lay it on here and just frame this out just to bring in some more white and to separate this pattern paper from the other. And we'll just lay it on there flat. I'm just going to glue it up and lay it on there. I'm not going to add any foam squares behind it or like I normally would. Just going to keep it fairly flat. Just get some glue on there and give it a press. And then we've got a landing zone for our skates, and we'll just bring them in. I'm going to lay the bottom one. This is the one that I didn't get the decorative element quite to the bottom of the skate. You could just see a little sliver of white underneath there. You probably wouldn't have noticed it if I hadn't pointed it out, but I noticed it. So I'm just going to lay that one down, and then we'll layer the other one over the top of it. We'll bring some little foam squares in so that we can get it to lay on top of here nicely. And we'll have a little bit of dimension there. I think I had a cute little case, carrying case for my skates too. Now that I think about it, I had a fun little carrying case that you carried them in. Yeah, come to think of it, we had all the fun things as kids. We did have our own sets of skates, and we had our own bowling balls as well. So, very fun. So I'm going to get these skates laid down on here. And I'm trying to decide if I need another piece of foam. So I just keep checking it. And I'm like, yeah, I need some on the toe there. So, we'll get this popped up. I got to get all these little pieces off here. And you can see down there I've got rolling by to say hi that we're going to use for our sentiment. And I'm going to, I basically what I did was I stamped it, I heat embossed it, and I fussy cut it and just kind of cut real tight around that sentiment so that it's a very small little sentiment that we're going to add on there. It's kind of a wonky, wavy sentiment anyway. So I just fussy cut it out. And I'm just going to move it around and try and figure out where I want to put it. And I'll wind up just putting it on the clipboard clipper thing there. And that's where we're going to lay it down. And you can see it just takes me a minute. Like I said, I did leave this real time, so. And I'm just going to stick that down there. Give it a good press. And that'll finish off our card. Now, for a minute, I sit there and think, should I add some embellishments or, you know, some of those sequin mixes that we've got? But then I'm like, no, we've got enough going on. We've got a couple different pieces of pattern paper. We've got some silver from our skate bottoms, and I think it's cute. We've got some dimension on our embossed folder. And then here's my envelope. I went ahead and assembled it, and I've got my 23 on there, and we are all set and ready to go. I think it's a cute little fun die. Really enjoyed working with it. So here's a picture. I hope you like it. If you did, hit that like, and thanks for joining. See you soon.